Yeah, we're gonna do some sugar. Check. Well, good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for coming out. It's nice to see the sun again, or it was out for a while. Please stand if you'd like and join us with This Little Light of Mine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine.
Thank you, guys. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Happy Halloween weekend. Hope you all had some fun. Have you guys heard of the Switch Witch? This is like a whole new thing. This is not our generation. I just learned about this. I'm so excited. I don't even know why. I can explain what happened. Yeah. So the kids get all their candy, and then when they bring it home, they get to pick, let's say, 5 pieces of it. They put the rest of the candy out on the porch, and the Switch Witch comes and trades it out for a toy. Oh. Isn't that good?
Yeah.
We lost our teeth. They get to keep theirs. The Switch Witch. I know. We do need that at our house. I brought the candy. Please get rid of it. All right, let's take a breath and do our opening prayer. Whew. We welcome the Switch Witch to help us change our mind, to switch our thoughts from fear to love, to switch our energy from concern to faith, to guide us in this wonderful gathering where love is the name and nature of our being. We breathe into this. We allow our hearts and our minds to open to receive the love and the miracles that are here for us. And I ask that the love that we share, the consciousness of unity on the lakeshore that we are, that it extend beyond these walls as a blessing. This I know is being done. We are blessed. We are guided. So grateful for this. And so it is. Amen. Amen. And Gina is our host today. Thank you, Gina.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
I'm Gina, and I'm so delighted to be here with you today. Hello to all our online streamers as well. Thanks to Brian and Jeff for their wonderful music. And just want to let you know that Unity on the Lakeshore is a non-denominational spiritual community anchored in loving acceptance. If you're here with us for the first time, know that whoever you are or wherever you are on your spiritual journey, you are welcome here. At this time, we will light the Christ candle, and I've asked Luis to come and do that for us. The statement is on the screen, and you can read along with me up there. We light the Christ candle, remembering the Christ in us. And then please join me in speaking our mission statement, also on the slide above. We embrace all people and honor all paths to God. We create a sacred space to raise the awareness and consciousness of the one Spirit in us all. We anchor ourselves in affirmative prayer, forgiveness, generous sharing, and loving community in service to our spiritual awakening. And now our affirmation of faith. There is only one presence and power as me and as the universe, God the good, omnipotent. And now please join us for our congregational song.
Pour yourself in me, pour yourself into my heart. Oh, wonderful Spirit, pour yourself in me, pour yourself into my heart. Oh, wonderful Spirit, pour your joy in me, pour your joy into my heart. Oh, wonderful Spirit, pour your joy in me, pour your joy into my heart. Oh, wonderful Spirit, pour your love in me, pour your love into my heart. Oh, wonderful Spirit, pour your love in me, pour your love into my heart. Oh, wonderful Spirit, pour yourself in me, pour yourself into my heart. Oh, wonderful Spirit.
Today's reading is from the Daily Word on remembrance. I cherish the memories of my loved ones. Today I remember life is eternal as I honor my dear ones who have passed. I send love and light to those who have enriched my life. My heart beams with love and gratitude as I cherish the memories I hold so dearly. I honor and reflect on the relationships that have meant so much to me. I open my heart, allowing myself to feel the tenderness of my emotions. I sense my relatives' love, a reminder their presence is alive in my heart. I visit my memories in the stillness, grateful for the time we spent together. My beloved's love, wisdom, and strength are in me. As I remember these special ones, their memory will be a blessing that transcends time and space. Then he took a loaf of bread, and when he had given thanks, he broke it and gave it to them, saying, "This is my body, which is given for you. Do this in remembrance of me," from Luke 22:19. And now Mark is going to lead us in our meditation.
Thank you, Gina. Thank you, Brian. All right, let us say together, there is a silence into which the world cannot intrude. There is an ancient peace I carry in my heart and have not lost. There is a sense of holiness in me the thought of fear has never touched. I go there now. And so let us go there now with our breath guiding us inward, taking a nice deep breath, inhaling through the nose, feeling that body expand and grow taller. And as you exhale, imagine remaining tall and relaxing. Imagine that your shoulders are kind of like a hanger and the body just relaxes and hangs easily. The muscles The organs, everything just lets go, relaxes. Another deep breath in. Exhaling. Keeping that breathing really deep and circling. Keep your attention upon it. We exhale out thinking, just letting thoughts go. No need for them now. Imagine creating a sacred space of golden light around you so they can't come in. Breathe a blessing onto the emotional body that allows peace to be established there. And imagine golden light just pouring through the body from the head as it just kind of glitters and vibrates throughout you. It's healing, it's purifying. It detoxes the body of these emotions, of feelings and past ideas or fears that got trapped in the energy of the body. Just let a big wave of light release the body. Let us just breathe and be in the stillness together, focusing on the breath. Release the thought, return to the breath. Release the thought, return to the breath. Join me in imagining a ball of golden light in the center of your chest. This represents the Christ heart, the healing love that is not of this world and is what you are. Imagine it streaming out of you as we say, I ask that forgiveness. set me and everyone free. I ask that forgiveness set me and everyone free. And a third time, I ask that forgiveness set me and everyone free. And just imagine a wave of this golden light wrapping itself around the world, touching over 8 billion hearts effortlessly. Remember God, remember God, remember God. Remember love, remember love, remember love. We're all encoded with it. And those who remember, those who extend it like you, are the blessings to the world. Thank you for being willing to be that, even in this moment. Love heals, love uplifts, and forgiveness sets us free. We breathe this in. Allow a gentle smile to come to your face. This completes our meditation. Take your time coming back into the room as we enjoy some more music.
If you ever find yourself stuck in the middle of the sea, I'll sail the world to find you. If you ever find yourself lost in the dark and you can't see, I'll be the light to guide you. Find out what we're made of, what we are called, to help our friends in need. You can count on me like 1, 2, 3, and I'll be there. And I know when I need it, I can count on you like 4, 3, 2, and you'll be there. 'Cause that's what friends are supposed to do, oh yeah. If you toss and you turn and you just can't fall asleep, I'll sing a song beside you. If you ever forget how much you really mean to me, every day I will remind you. Find out what we're made of, what we are called, to help our friends in need. You can count on me like 1, 2, 3, I'll be there. And I know when I need it, I can count on you like 4, 3, 2, and you'll be there. 'Cause that's what friends are supposed to do, oh yeah. You'll always have my shoulder when you cry. I'll never let go, never say goodbye. You can count on me like 1, 2, 3, and I'll be there. I know when I need it, I can count on you like 4, 3, 2, and you'll be there. 'Cause that's what friends are supposed to do, oh yeah. Do 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 do. Do Do-do-do. Count on me like 1, 2, 3. Oh, yeah.
Thank you, guys. A cute little ditty. I will confess the 4-3-2 is a little confusing to me. I get the 1, 2, 3. Exactly. He just needed it to work. Have you heard the idea that God puts people through trials and tribulations, that God tests them to see how they will grow or whatever reason? It's a very common myth. It's a very common idea in the world that has been perpetuated, unfortunately, by religions and people that choose to try to continue maintaining a belief in a separate God that requires something from us. We here at Unity have a very different philosophy about that, and the philosophy we agree with, the embodiment of the philosophy, the acceptance of this, the deep shift that idea calls forth is really what we're here for. And that often for many of us is more like peeling the onion. We get a little bit more, we get a little bit more. Life happens. Why is this happening to me? What did I do? We get in that little victim-y thing, and then we find our way out, and then the onion continues to peel. One of the stories that supports this idea of God requiring sacrifice when misunderstood is the story of Job. And in the Bible, it says Job was a really good man who loved God very much. He was kind, generous, and he was faithful. And so as the story goes, it's just a myth. The devil goes to God and challenges, saying, I can get this guy on my side. And so the process begins where things are being stripped away. Joel's life is becoming harder and harder and more painful. And it appears in the story that God's not doing anything. Job remains faithful to God, even in these trying times, up until the end where Job prevails and the devil or the sacrifice and the struggle that he has moved through has disappeared. In the end, Job remembered that God is bigger than all of the bad things that happened. In fact, Job only loves you. No, I'm sorry. No, I can't find that quote. Anyway, so that's the idea of the story. Again, the misunderstanding of it, it appears that God is allowing sacrifice to happen. But there's a very, very high metaphysical idea, which is really something that the story points to well, that is challenging, but is the light in the storm. And it really represents the release of other consciousness. It's actually a purification of sense identity. It's a purification of freedom from the ego's world, which is built in fear. And for many of us, the way that we become free is by letting that flow through us and not agreeing to it, praying about it, keeping our attention, just as Job did, on the truth of God, on the life of God. This is what allows the lies that we have agreed to dissolve and disappear. That which we have said yes to, we must now say no to. That's how we become free. And each one of us on the spiritual path is doing just that, but it can feel so deeply personal. It can feel like, why is this happening to me? What did I do wrong? What can I do? How can I change this? And again, the collective energy in the world can support us in feeling that way. And the balm for it out there in the world is God is testing you. God will see you through. We want to rise up above that. And we want to say, I am willing to let purification of all otherness happen, occur, because my goal is God and only God. This is the will of what God is. The will of God is not to suffer. The will of God is to be in joy. The will of God is not to be afraid. The will of God is to be in so much faith that this world comes and goes and we are untouched by it. That really is our journey. And we get there sometimes quickly, sometimes slowly. We've all can look back on our life and see some trials and tribulations where as we got to the other side, and if you get to the other side through prayer, it's very helpful because there's less remnants of regret and sadness and suffering left. When you get to the other side, we all have often said, I'm better. I'm better for this. I moved through this and I am more of me. I am more, something is in place. Something is restored. And that is the process. That is the process for us. There's a level of consciousness where it happens on the emotional and the physical sense. And that's the one we don't like. We don't want the purification on that first level of consciousness because it can feel dark. It can feel lonely. It can feel confusing. But these are the lies that are rising up to be purified. So our work, when the sense consciousness, when the physical and the emotional is activated, our work is to breathe. Our work is to kind of allow, if you will, the body to detox it, to let the mind and the emotional self move through it and become free from it. But while we're in it, any moments of clinging, any moments of fighting, any moments of resistance can often back us up or slow us down or cause us to hold on to some of these things. So Job actually represents exactly what we are to do when life calls us to let go, when life calls us to grow, when life calls us to change, which is calling all of us to change. We can follow the guidance and keep our attention upon the light and love of God. Emma Curtis Hopkins, fantastic, I reference her often, one of the great metaphysicians that has strongly influenced unity. She was the teacher of Charles and Myrtle Fillmore. She says, nothing is against me. God is for me, and God is all. This is something we hang our shingle on. This is something we write on a 3x5 card. This is something we keep fresh in our minds. Nothing is against me. God is for me, and God is all. This is what allows us to take the next step, to keep ourselves focused. When we are in these times, whom do we serve? Whom do I serve? Whom do I serve? Do I serve the belief? It's not the experience. Do I serve the belief that I am punishable? Do I serve the belief that I am this human experience? Do I serve the belief that this world of pain is real? That's what's on the table each time. So when we, to the best of our ability, there is nothing against me. God is for me. God is for me. There's only God. The more we learn to just make that our mantra, to focus, to not solve the worldly problems, but lift us up out of them into the consciousness of our true identity. This is where we discover the I am self. This is where we discover the Christ heart. This is where we discover your being, capital B, that really is eternally free. That's the truth. That is the truth. And that is the will of God. And the will of God doesn't need to fight with ghosts. I know that sounds crazy. Disease is a ghost. Death itself, the greatest confusing thing of this world, is a ghost. That is why I reference it so often. Just, the most powerful stories in the Bible, that story of the crucifixion, I always look to it in all the different pieces. And because talk about a guide for our journey. I mean, Jesus knew he could not die. He knew he was one with God. He was aligned. There's nothing against me. There's only God, and God is for me. So inside of that, the demonstration of being able to walk through saying, okay, guys, take this. If that's what you need to do, go ahead. Go ahead. Now, in the story, I don't know why the Easter story's here, but it's here, so let's enjoy it. There is that moment, they say, it's a myth. But, when he's in the Garden of Gethsemane, he does say, take this cup away from me. There is that moment that we face where we say, I don't want to do this. I just don't want to. Can we skip this? Can we bypass this? Can I get a get out of jail free card? What can I do? I don't want this. And I think that part of the story is actually just speaking to the human part that needs to rise up and speak. But then the next words are, but if it be thy will. Now that's where it's confusing. If it be thy will, what? If it be thy will that I suffer, then I'll do it. Do you see how easily the mind can go there? Take this cup away from me, but if it be thy will, then I'll get kicked around and beaten up. No. If it be thy will that it is my time to move through a releasing, a surrender, a disidentification, a true spiritual awakening. If it be thy will, let's go. Let's go. This is how we play this game. This is kind of a very basic analogy. It's a little gross, but it's in my head, so you get it. Once in a while, I used to do something called plant medicine, things like ayahuasca, psilocybin, things that you go on, you use the medicine of the earth to go on a spiritual journey. And I was doing one, and sometimes it makes you feel sick, and it makes you have to purge. Now, the reason that it makes you purge is because it pulls out of the cells of your body the sadness, the fear, the unresolved emotions, and it kind of pulls them into your stomach, and it assists you in becoming free from them. That's what the medicine does for you. So I was having this, oh God, I feel sick. Oh, I don't want to purge. I don't like doing that. Who does? But then I heard inside of me, would you like to be free? And I got up on my hands and knees, and I grabbed the bucket, and I said, let's go. Let's get this out of me. I want my freedom. Now, that was a very practical example of it, a very minor example of it. There are times when what we have agreed to has to be purged. We have to become freed from it. That is the will of God. The will of God is not that we suffer. The will of God is that we be free. Now, we, again, on this base level, have to move through the emotional and the physical and the mental purification. But it gets easier. It gets easier as your faith grows and as you begin to trust the will of God more and more and more. And then you kind of rise up to the next level of consciousness where it begins to appear to you as a game. And you begin to see it kind of as a movie. It's the idea like, you go to a movie, and when we used to go to movies, and there's the big screen, and the movie appears on the screen, and the screen never gets involved, does it? It can show a terrorizing movie, it can show a love story, it can show a holiday movie, it can show whatever movie appears on the screen. The screen doesn't fight, the screen doesn't get upset, it reflects the movie. And when the movie's over, the movie ends and the screen remains. The screen is untouched. The screen is unharmed. If it's a war movie, somehow the screen didn't get any scratches. It didn't get ripped because it simply is being the screen. And it doesn't attach. That's kind of the next level of consciousness where you begin to realize, and that's not negative to make you the screen. It means you are the one that is unharmed, untouched by the movies that are playing out. And so you begin to be able to hold a space of peace, a space of allowing. And then as the movies play and you are unattached, and as they end, you remain in your purity and your wholeness, this is where it really moves quickly. And this is where you begin to just see through it all. Okay, what's the next movie? And the world is screaming, this is the worst thing ever. And you can't quite find it because, you might get hooked in for a moment, but it's just a movie. What is true? This is our invitation. And the path gets narrower, and you all are on that narrow path. And because you're on the narrow path, this is where you make the declaration. God's will is good and only good. That's what I say yes to. That's what I am walking through. Another quote by Emma Curtis Hopkins that really can lift us is, there is good for me, and I ought to have it. I love that. There is good for me, and I ought to have it. This is my birthright. This is the will of God. This is what I am. This is mine. This is mine, and I ought to have that. That is a yes that vibrates and resonates from the center of your being and must and does cause the good to appear. Whatever that good is. Now, we can't put our focus on the world of form to find that good. We must first establish this good in consciousness. There is good for me, and I ought to have it. There's an infinite supply of spiritual nourishment, and I ought to have it. There is life everlasting, not of this world, but of true spiritual nature, and I ought to have that. This is where we establish this goodness and this remembering. From there, the world of form becomes what it will be. And I talk about this often, and it doesn't need to be confusing. It's just how it works. For one person, pure healing, instant healing, boom, done. For the next person, release of the body, boom, done. They both land in the same place. One has a call to remain in the physical a little longer. One is ready to lay that down, complete this journey, end the movie, and remember the truth of who and what we are. I really know, I can hear this and feel this inside of me. You all have done this more times than you can count. Probably thousands of lifetimes. I really believe that. You're not newbies in this journey. It's just another movie. It's another movie. The attaching to the movie, the making it real, forgetting the truth of your being, forgetting the love of God that is here for you is what keeps us coming back and buying another ticket. And the lower consciousness repeat area. Now, there is a point for some of you where you bought the ticket to come back because you really wanted to serve, because you really wanted to be in the brigade of spiritual beings that are here to really be the love and the movie and the belief in suffering and sacrifice. Some of you came, then I think a good handful of you here. Now you're like, am I the one? I can see which ones are glowing, but it'll cost you. You are here to be and bring the light. Let me say this better. Every one of us is that. Every one of us, because you're here, because you're hearing these words, and they're not my words, they're the words that are here in our collective energy here. These words are speaking truth. This is what you must agree to. You already have. You already know on certain levels. Let's get what would it be like? Here's a great way to say it. What would it be like to be absolute yes? Non-negotiable. Non-negotiable. God's will is good. It is mine. I ought to have it now. This is what I am. This is my truth. What if that was non-negotiable in you? That's what I'm looking for. That's what I think we can all say yes to today. One of my non-negotiables, and now I'm getting this one even clearer, so thank you, is I forgive everyone for everything. That's non-negotiable. That I've walked through that gate. I'm happy to be on the other side of it. I don't care what people do. I don't care the drama. Everyone must be forgiven. Sometimes it takes me a while. Sometimes it's not the beginning of the day, it's the end of the day. Sometimes it's a whisper, but it's non-negotiable. I have no other way to play this game. Any other way to play this game, I don't know what to do. Either I forgive it or I live it. I mean, like that's it. So that's non-negotiable. What if we added another non-negotiable? God's will is good. God's will is good. God's will is mine. God's will is life. That's what I am. God's will is wholeness. That is what I am. God's will is joy. That is the vibration of being that I am. God's world is creativity, eternal. I am the will of God. And it is good. Breathe that in. Close your eyes. Let's be with that for a moment. Breathing it in and out. I am the will of God. And it is good. I am the will of God. And I am good. I am the will of God. And I am good. Take a breath. Say yes to that inside yourself. Take a moment and imagine that being established in mind and body and emotions and consciousness. I am that. I am that. Nice. So that's as simple as it is to begin our day with this awareness, to be conscious of this. And then when we hit the bumps throughout the day, when life is doing what life does, impersonal, completely impersonal, we can restore ourselves. We can remember, I am the will of God. Now, we will butt up against the personality that remains, that is not the will of God, the illusory being, the one that wants to fight a little bit, the one that still wants to be right a little bit. I have someone in my class, really, really amazing student. She's just really, really all in, but she's in a grappling thing, and we had a little phone call about it, and there was this idea of, and I don't think she'd mind me telling her story, that she can't get past this idea of, and it's her idea, that people need to work for their living. People shouldn't get free handouts. There's sort of that mindset of, we're disempowering people, blah, blah, this whole thing. And at the same time, she's like, I want to be free of this because I'm suffering. I'm aware that I'm trapped in this painful idea. And she said, but I don't know how to do it. I'm really stuck. I said, well, you're stuck simply, and we talk about this here a lot, because you think you're right. And that really, it's the basic of it every time. I want to be right or I want to be free. And we got to be humble to the part of us that really, I want to be free, but I'm really right. I want to be free, but gosh darn it, this one's got to be right. Like, what is right? What is, like, it's not even, here's the greatest freedom. Even if you are right, so what? So then what? Then what? Do you know what I mean? Like, it's the real thing. And we all have it. Some of you have it in a nice little prettier package. Some of you are a little more, aggressive about it, like me at times. But wherever we find ourselves, we can pretty much go there quickly. I must be wanting to be right about something. Either about me, about the other person, about the world. It traps us every single time. God's will is not you being right about your perspective, about your opinion. Like, let's really be clear. Like, I want to fight for an opinion. I want to lose my peace of mind. I want to lose my remembering that God's will is so good because of an opinion, a thought, a belief. If we can get it down to there, it might be laughable. That's what we need to find. I love that the Course in Miracles says, the only problem, the problem is there's a tiny mad idea that you are separate from God. The only thing that happened is, according to the Course, is you forgot to laugh. You just forgot to laugh at the insanity of that because it's not even possible. So if we can get to a little giggle around this, look at me just fighting to be right. And if we can find a little giggle or smile, that will release it. It'll begin to rattle it. And that's what we want. So God's will is not for you to be right this week. God's will is not for you to judge the world this week. God does not need you to judge, I promise you. If God needs your judgments, I'm sure God will reveal that. God does not need any of us to beat up on anyone or anything. And the reason God's will is not that is because we lose every time. We lose. God's will is connection. God's will is that we be one with God's love. And if we play those games, we don't get to feel that. So this is our choice. And it sounds pretty easy as I'm talking about it, at least right now, right? Right? Before you go home and get in a fight, before something happens, before whatever, let's just freeze frame this moment. We can go back to it over and over. Take a breath. Open your hands. God's will is good and only good. There is good for me, and I ought to have it. In your mind's eye, in the movie, seeing this violent world, seeing all the fighting and the suffering, we can say, this cannot be the will of God. This cannot be the will of God. No. Power of denial. This does not feel good, therefore it is not of God. This is not God's will. This is your authority. This is what you do. You use the power of your word and your attention to decide, to decipher, to say, this is not good. It is not God's will. Remove, leave. God's will, God's will. Then we act it. God's will is good. God's will is love. God's will is life. God's will is love. God's will is connection. God's will is all that I am. God's will, God's will, God's will. We turn it on. We amp it up. We focus on it. We loop it. We loop it. We loop it until God's will. I am the will of God. Say that. I am the will of God, and I am only good, and I am only good. We breathe this in. Again, this is not good with opposite. This is not good as the world defines it. This is good of spirit. This is good of love. This is good of God, where there is no opposite. It lifts us. It lifts us. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, thank you for this healing. Thank you for this prayer's fulfillment. And so it is. Amen. Yay. All right, thank you. Now is the time for your offering, your gift to Unity, which we're so grateful for. Live streamers, thank you for being here. Before you go, be sure to click that link and make your contribution to continue supporting us. Thank you. Together we say, divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. And I am thankful. We are so thankful. And Gina will share with you some other ways that you can make a contribution.
All righty, there are a few ways for you to give. The ushers are passing a basket and you can give here now. We also have an option to give through Venmo. You can simply scan the QR code or use our name, Unity-Lakeshore. We also have an option to give through text. Send the word give to 616-236-5205. And again, that number is 616-236-5205. If it is your first time giving this way, you will receive a link with instructions. If you have given before through text, then you can simply text a dollar amount to that number. You can also give online through our website at unityonthelakeshore.org/donations. For those watching online, the link is in the chat. You can also mail in a check to Unity on the Lakeshore to P.O. Box 848, Douglas, Michigan 49406. And now we will have another song by Brian and Jeff.
I am grateful. My gift to you is gratitude. Oh, yes, I'm grateful. Oh, yes, I'm grateful. Grateful, I am grateful, I am grateful. Grateful, I am grateful, I am grateful. My gift to you is gratitude. Oh, yes, I'm grateful. Oh, yes, I'm grateful. Grateful, grateful. Yes, I'm grateful. Oh, yes, I'm grateful.
Alrighty, now for announcements, let's see here. If you are in need of support, there are a few ways to receive that. First is to email us at unitylakeshore@gmail.com. You can also phone the office at 269-857-8226, and there's always the Unity silent prayer line that is 24/7, and that's at 816-969-2000. If you haven't liked our Facebook page, please do so. This way you can share about all of the great things going on here and engage with others. You can also find us at facebook.com/Unity Lakeshore. I don't think there's anyone here for the first time. No? Welcome back, everybody. And are there any announcements from the community? Anyone have anything to share? We're checking. Yep. Come on up.
Good morning, everyone. It's that time of the year again, and we're going to start collecting stocking stuffers and small toys. I don't have the list. I'll have it next week, but we're going to start collecting for the Children's Advocacy Center in Holland, Michigan, and everything needs to be in at the last Sunday of November. So next week we'll have a box up front, and you can get any little or big thing that you want for these children. They are appreciative of all things. So thank you.
Thanks, Rose. Alrighty. If anyone would like to make a suggestion or have any spiritual questions, there is a box over here to my left, a suggestion box. Feel free to place that in there if you would like. Now is the time for our closing song, Let There Be Peace on Earth. And please feel free to stay seated or stand if you desire.
You. A couple things. Number one, we have a new baby here today. What is her name? I'm sorry? Solen? Oh, look at her. Yay. She is the most advanced soul in the room. Truly. Oh my gosh. Congratulations. Thank you for bringing her here to bless us. It's wonderful. And then just real quick update. There still continue to be people looking at the building. Nothing has moved forward yet. It is a challenging property because this is considered a residential lot. A nonprofit could come in and purchase the building. But if you're not a nonprofit organization, the only other option is residential. And that's going to take someone who really sees a vision of what's possible for them. So it's taking a little bit longer, but we have a wonderful real estate agent who continues to work hard for us and keeps guiding us on what the good next steps may be. And we'll keep you informed. Yes? Yes. All right, wonderful.
Let there be peace on earth earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as creator, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there is peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is. And all is well. Truly, truly. Thank you, everybody. Have a beautiful day. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you.